What's up, everybody? Steve here. I figured I got a little bit of a drive ahead of me, headed over to the east coast of Florida, and I figured I would touch on essentially 10 tips in terms of scouting out a vacation rental company who's going to manage your vacation rental property. Look, early on I made a lot of mistakes when we first started doing vacation rental management for our own properties. These mistakes included, almost double booking properties, not having properties cleaned in the right amount of time before the next booking happened, and also the allocation of paying the taxes to the appropriate entities. So in turn, I had to find a good vacation rental company that was going to represent me and my properties, as well as other clients that we have, and we found a really good fit for us. And actually, we even got them to be in-house at our beach location on Bonita Beach. But I did interview multiple properties in our local area of Southwest Florida, and I want to share some of these things with you guys. The first thing you want to find out is how and where they market the properties for rent. You want to make sure that obviously they're all on the prominent websites like Airbnb, VRBO, but what other websites do they syndicate to, and what other additional measures do they take to ensure that you guys have premium exposure for your property? Because you are competing with a lot of other properties, and you want to make sure that you guys are on every single website out there that makes sense for you and your property to maximize revenue and bookings. The second thing is you want to check out the duration of the actual contract itself. Now, many that I've seen, they usually lock you into a year's contract. However, most contracts, most good contracts, allow a back out clause for both you yourself as well as the actual company. So if there's friction there, it allows them to back out if you're kind of a pain in the ass landlord. And it also gives you the opportune ability to back out as well if you feel that they're not doing the right amount of marketing, or they're not doing the right job handling the bookings and management of your property. So when you do get a contractor review, you guys got to make sure that you're reviewing all the fine print, and if there is not a back out clause, I would make sure that you guys either put one in there if you're going to settle on whatever company. And if they do not allow any kind of back out clause, then you probably want to go ahead and switch companies or move on to another company that could represent you and your property. The third thing is I would find out their area of concentration, and I would probably recommend that you guys have a company that is pretty much focused in on that specific area. For example, you don't want to have a company that's very spread out and they're dealing with properties in a huge radius where it could take them a lot of time in order to get out to your property in a timely manner. And also, you want a company that's going to niche out in your market, your target market. So for example, like I'm over on Bonita Beach, where we have a couple properties, and over there, we would want to make sure that we have a company that's really geared in terms of Bonita Beach, maybe North Naples Beach, as well as Fort Myers Beach, and that's kind of their main focus. The next thing is make sure you find out about their screening process. Make sure they find out, they're asking the pertinent questions of, what are the age of the guests that are going to be accompanying or accompanying whoever's staying there. Who are all the parties that are going to be staying there. Another thing is you want to make sure that that you find out why, or they find out on your behalf, why they're taking this vacation. For a couple reasons. You want to make sure that you can find out if it's a special occasion, if you can do a little bit something more for them, but also if they disclose that they're gonna have 50 people staying in one single family home and it's for a reunion party, then you might want to not take them up on that booking, because you could get into situations where people throw up big parties and they trash your house, and the last thing you want to do is have a renovation project on your hands. The next thing is you want to find out exactly what the services are in terms of them representing you and your properties. What exactly are you paying them for? And you want to make sure that you see a complete breakdown. Are they going to be in charge of essentially all the bookings? Are they be in charge of screening the guests? Are they going to be in charge of marketing on all these websites and paying for certain websites? Are they going to be in charge of allocation of taxes? In Florida, we have 6% sales tax and a 5% bed tax? And are they going to collect those taxes from the guests? And are they going to pay those entities out? Are they going to handle any maintenance issues that arise? Are they going to handle all the cleanings and so forth? So you just want to make sure it's very clear in the contract exactly what you expect from them in that contract. The next thing, and I think is very important, is this is a great question when you got them face to face or over the phone. What separates them from the competition, both in terms of guest experiences as well as owner experiences? So what do they do additionally that separates them from the competition? So for example, guest experience, when we managed our own properties, we would go in and we would provide some snacks, we provide bottles of water, we provide even a bottle of wine. So as additional things that created that guest experience, which in turn gives us great ratings, which essentially helps with the algorithm on the different websites that are out there like Airbnb and VRBO. The next thing you want to request are references of other landlords, other owners of properties that are currently, not past clients, but currently in the management program. I would suggest getting at least 5 and calling every single one of them and get the honest feedback from these people, because you want to know the good and the bad. This way you can make a sound decision before you're even hiring these people, because if these references come back and say, some of the bad things are, they don't pay you guys on time, or you lost bookings for some reasons, or some of the reviews are really bad because of their guest services. So you really want to do your due diligence in finding the right company before you lock into a contract. The next thing you want to do is find out the pricing, maybe a pro forma that they create in terms of your anticipated revenue that you're gonna receive potentially when you do sign up for them, and make sure that that pricing coincides with the competition as well, and or the previous owner's numbers, and make sure that the rates are not necessarily too high or necessarily too low, because if they are, then you got to really dig deeper into the numbers to make sure that that they're not pricing so low that it's just a bargain deal and they're just doing anything and everything based on price to get your property leased out. And also, if it's too high, then the adverse is going to happen and you're not going to get as many bookings. So it's important to really dig deep and find out the pricing. And also, it's advantageous if they do have other units in their rental program in your specific building or that specific community, and really get an idea of a like-kind property currently in their management program, and see if they can provide you those financials as well, so you can really see a real-life example of how they're doing and how well they're doing or how bad they're doing. The next thing I like to call data mining, and essentially you want to get at least 10 to 15 properties, the more the better, of theirs that they currently have under management. Get the links sent to you from the variety of different websites, the prominent ones, and read the reviews of every single property, and more importantly, read the bad reviews, because you want to find out, are the reviews, the bad reviews, based on the actual product, meaning, did the bed suck, or was it part of the actual property itself, or was it something fundamental with the management company? A big thing would be cleanliness. If the properties were not clean to their satisfaction, that's really big. You need to keep an eye on. And then also guest experiences. Did the management company go above and beyond to help them out? Did they go above and beyond with little things like I was talking about, like a bottle of wine or waters in the fridge or snacks? If the guest had an issue, was the issue resolved? And if you see a pattern, a couple bad reviews, whatever, there's always going to be bad reviews. There's always going to be thumbs down and shitty comments, even on YouTube and everything else. But if you see a pattern of the same kind of thing over and over and over, maybe it's property's not clean, then that's an issue, and you probably want to steer clear of that vacation rental management company. All right, now lastly, let's talk about fees. This is going to be all broken down in your contract, but you really want to pay close attention to it. Mark up the contract and make sure you guys are asking a lot of questions about the fees, because it just doesn't stop at you know, a 15% or a 30% management fee. You're probably going to see other fees in there associated with, especially coming into the program, whether it's the electronic smart keyless entry systems that are there, and a lot of times they overcharge by a lot of money for those, so you got to be careful. You might be able to install one on your own with your own handyman and save hundreds of dollars there. They might have linen packages that you have to sign up for, and you know, depending on their structure, it could be very expensive. So you might be able to go to a big box store like Costco and buy, you know, a year's worth or 2 years worth and put them in an owner's closet and have those available for the linen package. And that would include towels and everything else. So you want to pay attention to a lot of the fees. Another fee too that I see frequently is a credit card fee. So if a guest uses a credit card, a lot of times these companies will actually charge you a percentage of that lease rate to that's going to fall back on you guys, where you know that's just more money out of your pocket. So you guys want to thoroughly understand the fees associated with it. And also, you know, if you're in the area or you intend on driving some business from your own marketing, maybe from your own Facebook and your friends and everything else, are they gonna potentially give you a discount for something like that? Another thing is owner stays. I've actually seen it in some other companies local in South Florida where they actually restrict owners from using the property at certain periods of time, like height of season. Also, they'll charge owners a certain percentage if they utilize the properties, or they'll charge a large cleaning fee or whatever the case is. So you want to find out about owner stays, because again, the benefit of having a vacation rental property is not just the income that's created off of it, it's also the owner's ability to actually use the property, and you guys don't want to be price gouged on that. So make sure that you guys are checking all the fees out. And a bonus tip, if you guys don't have the time and focus to dedicate to your own vacation rental, then you probably want to scout out a good solid vacation rental company in your area. Look, I'm in the real estate business. I'm a real estate broker. The properties, not all the properties, but most of the properties we have right now are in Southwest Florida, basically in my backyard. And even then I was making mistakes and I just didn't have the dedicated time to put into it, so I elected to outsource it. Now, if you guys are managing the properties yourselves, you're gonna want to watch these other two videos at the very end here on the end screen. I'll put the links in the description below as well for you. You guys are gonna want to watch these videos because it's just gonna help you guys in terms of marketing your properties better, setting them up for success, and how to basically drive a lot more revenue to your Airbnb or vacation rental properties. As always, if you guys got any value out of this, I appreciate a big thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions, comment in the section below, and I'll be sure to respond in a timely manner. And I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate all my subscribers on this channel as well. Thanks a lot, guys.